Yeah, I think getting in their face would be definitely key here. As we take a look at agent select here, FlyQuest Red, this is almost what we expect. It looks like they're actually going to move away with from the veto that they were trying out when they were playing a couple of those third-party tournaments and go back into the KJ. There's definitely a huge comfort pick here for Melia. I like this composition for FlyQuest Red. I think that it's really great at enabling Edith, which is like your star player that you're looking at on the side of FlyQuest, being that aggressive opener. I think that this is going to be exciting to see for the side of SwimTrek, though. How are you feeling about the comp that we're seeing here?
For SwimTrek?
Yes. But if you...
Yes, sorry.
No, you're good.
I thought it was like site toss to FlyQuest as well. No, I think SwimTrek's comp is actually really beneficial to the way they like to play. Like you said, getting their players in. Bob's going to be doing crazy stuff already. And Sherrod can really just hold angles again. Sherrod didn't do much other than kind of find the kills one-on-one. They let FlyQuest move around, and it's really it could be a pick comp, and then it could be a Bob and a Lovely Go comp. So the variation it's just hard to play against.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think that I'm kind of just excited to see how it ends up panning out, especially with the fact that you're going to expect, again, the run it back to be farmed every single time here by SwimTrek. That's why you see that main control being so important for them. Far, it's just going to be that more aggressive like mid control here for FlyQuest to get a bit of that information so they can get the quicker rotations across whichever side is going to be hit.
Oh, are they going up in the lobby? Oh, the assist, the help me ping is already in mid, just basically on Edith's head. Oh, the quick shoulder peek, down to 34 HP though. And Corrupt's able to finish that one off. Nicely done. It looks like they got the C's just around the corner, too, to make that count. What was that? Yeah, something. This is how the tether on.
Some piece of utility, whichever one it was. But
yeah,
I think now, seeing a bit more of like the layers of some of the ideas that Swim are trying to put into the server as well. I feel like they didn't have to do anything too crazy, honestly, on Lotus. Now, showing a little bit more of that kind of change in pace. As they're trying to work the map here on Pearl. More than happy to give the B site up for a full retake here for the rest of the team. Floating on that A side of the map. Plant to be going by Overly as well.
Yeah.
Consistently just trying to invest into that Phoenix ultimate.
moving in, waiting for the dismiss start to come back up for Thea so they can get at least some coverage down here. I don't know if they'll be able to wait the whole time. Pop flash, you see that roll out on the side of Jazzy Kid to start to get into the site. And now quick forward haunt. Knows they're not in just yet. They waste that haunt util, and now it's the flood in time for FlyQuest. 1-2 called down onto SwimTrek.
Enemy remaining.
And that, oh no, trying to taunt out the spike. They got what they wanted here, but Rod's now in a pretty good position to make that count. And it's not even to half. That's going to be enough. Even with the 4K from Ev, it's enough from SwimTrek to push it over the line.
It was so important for FlyQuest to be able to get that pistol round, but a Red Bull clutch there from Sherrod. It is crazy. That flood back onto the site was really nicely done with the initiator utility that FlyQuest still had to work with. But again, SwimTrek, their reactions are just so good in those moments. Being able to buy as much time as needed was really nice to see. We're going to see another one of those aggressive plays here from FlyQuest over towards A. Something that we consistently see on those eco rounds. But still, I felt like they're missing a little bit. Once rifles come into play, we'll see if the adjustment does come through and if that death ball is able to find anything.
Oh my gosh, speed as well here for SwimTrek. Sheriff, shotgun, back haul. Very Noyev deja vu. Melia peeks. Nobody saw. Nobody saw. Be quiet. Nobody saw. Aha! Shotgun.
No!
Oh no! That's my shotgun. That's what Mia. Melia goes down. The unfortunate shots. The Bucks go just to the left there as Bob takes one, and they will be able to clear the site. It looked like for a moment it's the answer there, but at SwimTrek, it's just their day. It seems to just be their day going their way.
It's more comfortable. But yeah, I mean, down to 10 HP, that's just so unfortunate. These two just looking to die to the spike here to the side. Quest, maybe get a couple if they can. Come in. Not going to be the case though, and it'll just be up to Thea to try and get some exits if that's even going to be the case. It definitely won't be. Overall though, I want to see... Okay, maybe not next round because it's their anti-eco Riv, but the aggression. I feel like when we saw Lotus, we talked about the ideas that they were putting into the server here for FlyQuest on defense with the trap plays, right? But very rarely did we see them taking the fight to Swimtrek first. It felt like they're always kind of waiting for Swimtrek to come to them so that they could get that trap play down. But I want to see more of that proactivity here from Fly.
Okay. The judge is there. I like that they switched up where it was. At least changed Melia's position so they don't expect the shotgun to be close range again, at least in that. But they do recognize that Swimtrek's kind of taking over the street a little bit. But it's not this time. It's to the A fight. Can they aggress? Can they move up? It looks like they're wanting their early positions to work for them. But no, they don't need too much because the A pressure is hitting now. Nice job by Ev. That was a risky fight to take and get away nearly I was going to say unscathed, but pops to 12.
Yeah. Usually having that run it back here. Okay, now things are kind of slowed down because of a great 0 point coming in from Jazzy all the way from that B side of the map. But this second breath of life here for a Lovely could make a huge difference for not just creating the space that's being given by Fly, but trying to even those numbers.
They're going to crash the site. Real curveball to go in. They just play the right side, so they don't have to mess with Secret too much just yet. Oh, I like this little X-Fire going on here towards spawn. It's really making Swimtrek feel uncomfortable. Encroaching in. Duelist on the right side here. It's a flip. Oh, they both
30
turned.
seconds left.
They weren't looking the right way. They were figuring, how's it taking so long? What is happening? The back is waiting.
They're dead.
Waiting for this flip. There's one, almost the second one from Edith. And they come up on Swimtrek's side very fast to react to that lurk. A third round, and they get their bonus.
Dude, again, I get the ideas that we're seeing here from Fly. You called out the crossfire into backside, but Swim, they're just so good. That spacing, that utility that's getting thrown, ensuring that those trades are coming down. Another one of those maps where it feels like for these past couple of rounds, everything is going their way. FlyQuest,
Keep it up.
now on the back foot, having to save sheriffs in hand.
Yeah.
Sure, you have a Nightfall. If some sort of miracle where you manage to get some sort of advantage comes to fruition here, could see that definitely ripped for the round conversion for Fly. But with the way things have been going here for Swim, doesn't necessarily feel like that's the case.
Gonna try to pull eyes towards street. Maybe give Edith a few shots off this pop flash. These are tough situations too, because you're kind of looking for the glory plays, right? That has to hit, that flash to hit. It's only if it does. Otherwise, it's a one and done as well. So maybe seeing these even be set up to do a little bit more damage to the economy, trying to get a few guns out of hands instead of just kind of getting these headshots.
Bomb's already cut off this cross though here.
Yeah.
No chance for them to get over. Oh, somehow that works, I guess. I know the first shot did quite a bit amount of damage, but you love to see a Bucky getting a kill 10 feet away.
Is that slugs? Is that a new update? I mean, I don't know when the last time I right-clicked the Bucky was. Melia does clean that up, moves out just to look to keep this Vandal safe. And it's still 4 away from ults there. I mean, we're early in the game, so you got to get to 6-7 before we can really see those start to come online. But even to start to pressure back, FlyQuest has to find where the pain point is in Swimtrek's composition, because they're getting away. Even with Corrupt, there's 1,000 credits, but there was 6,000 on the other person that was down. So they're not worried about money here. They're pretty easy cycle of cash on the side of Swimtrek. So FlyQuest has to either start taking people out or fully win the round. Because if they just keep going almost flawless, it's going to be bad.
I really like that they're getting Edith on, even though it's a glass cannon, operator that we're seeing here for Edith. I feel like they're so deadly when it comes down to being able to just lock down one of those lanes. And if Edith can get set up well, definitely a huge comfort for Fly to be able to make some other rotations across the map, run it back into this A site, and draw out the Nightfall to respond right away.
What a strat. Coming into round 4, FlyQuest is going to be chomping at the bit with guns again to try and get this one. A beautiful online position by Edith, crawling up ever so slightly in the beginning of that round, knowing the map pressure was towards A. And that's what we need to see FlyQuest doing, is taking those opportunities.
I also like the fact that they're going to try and double back over towards this A site. You've got Thea alone on an island into dugout. Fly, the rest of the team is very slow to make that transition over because they don't know how much space Swim have actually taken into their spawn.
Yeah. Swimtrek says, operator, let's go the other way. Let's go this way.
Yeah,
that sounds
good.
great to me. It's also harder here for Edith to get back into the site. And just a slight wide. Oh no. Oh, there's the haunt. There's the haunt. That's what they wanted. Cleaning it up from the depth. Secret. And there's another one. There's Edith. The rotation comes over, and much more confidence is going to be coming out from behind this operator, behind these team swings to clear it. There it is. 3 from Edith, and Thea coming in to clean that one up. And that was more methodical. That was more FlyQuest. It did not look scattered.
No, it looked a lot more comfortable for them. And like I was saying, Edith on the op might just be the answer here for FlyQuest on defense right now on Pearl. Like the amount of space that they're able to scale and take and hold with that op alone, making it just more feasible for the rest of FlyQuest to maneuver around the map makes such a big difference. But a bit of a different setup this time here, and read from FlyQuest with the deep alarm bot into water to really just be able to give up that mid control for the most part, not hold it with any bodies. It looks like FlyQuest want to get a little bit more proactive, like we were talking about.
Alright, so Sharad shoots that to say, yes, I am here. They show quick on art.
Face your fear!
They actually cleared towards that mid side. Oh no, that's a good.
Stay down.
What an angle.
Find one in the back. They don't expect Bob to be up. Yeah, just altering the play ever so slightly to make them feel uncomfortable. Still 1-for-1 though. The operators at the backside of site trying to peer in from a long angle, which leaves Melia and the rest of the team here to fight the close quarters. And jeez, the fades are just in touching distance on the other side of the wall here as Glowstick's trying to peek out and get some safety. Bob keeps trying to relay info, figure out what they can do, and they're still getting FlyQuest to peek from these. How is that not called? That Bob's up there. Oh no. And Bob with another one as she finally drops, gets into sight, and takes it out melee range.
Like you were saying, Riv, it's just those adjustments coming out from Swim. Those micro decisions and changes that are being made to the play to take them over the edge, to continue to keep them one step ahead from FlyQuest in those brawls. Not even just in those brawls, also in some of the macro play that we see coming out with the reactions too. Timeout to be called here from FlyQuest. Honestly, kind of curious to see what the change in game plan is going to be, or sometimes these timeouts also get called because maybe comms are getting a little too scattered. You need a little bit of a reset there. But I think for FlyQuest, I'm kind of curious if the conversation is maybe going to be around a play for the lockdown and the null command that we'll see coming up into the next buy to play some sort of retake towards the A side.
I like that. I like that. Make the play for A. It's so hard. You have the KO, but your KO is kind of mid-map, left map, and to fight a Phoenix and a Fade on that right side is going to be pretty difficult. We can consistently see FlyQuest kind of being pushed down to the stairs, but it looks like they'll put some power over there. See if they can get this alt orb control at least.
Let's see, bring the stack. Melia anchoring on the other side of the map. Very typical things here. And for Swim, they also know that FlyQuest, again, they like to get a bit more aggressive on these ecos, so should have a pretty good read of what Fly are trying to do, especially with that deep bolt and smoke that get thrown out there. Happy to give up mid again.
They Nightfall. They
Wait,
give Ev a second ult point instead of getting null command or the lockdown.
I think I have mixed feelings about
I mean, those
that.
come out of a kill if the kill happens, right?
Yeah.
But you could start that catalyst now.
I think the thing is,
We'll see if it's Ooh,
wait.
that was a nab. We did not expect that from Edith, but we wanted to see that from FlyQuest. Absolutely snapped and went straight in. Sharad's going to be able to shut it down, though, and now somehow it's down to a 2v2, but it's going to be very lopsided, and they may not know the timing of Ev if Thea can make enough noise. Just not yet, though. If Thea makes noise early, I feel like they know to look around for Ev.
Oh, there's still a trick.
Spike planted.
Oh, there was. I didn't see that on the map.
Tiny icons, tiny icons.
Dang it. I was just watching the fight. Oh, that's funny.
You were too locked in.
I was so locked in,
Last
but
player
not.
standing.
Wait,
There's the one from Thea, though. That's what you wanted. A cosmic divide comes
this
down
gets-
just to kind of trip up Sharad. Did they know the space they've created? Oh, Thea with the big iron. Taking down 2 in a much needed round. They grab the op like that, save it, and get the defense.
really nicely done on that Thrifty. Really opened up by Edith into B-Link there as well. And I know you had your gripes about the fact that we didn't invest into the null commands, into the lockdown, but I really think the game plan that they were cooking up during that timeout was just to
Yeah.
make sure that those 2 ults combined were going to be together and available for this round in particular.
Exactly. And that's all it took. There's a few kills are going down. You know they're going to come online.
And it becomes even more valuable now too, right? With winning that Thrifty round up against
Absolutely.
Swim, Sharad now on the Tool de Falls
You want to
won't
play?
have
Let's
a weapon
play.
to contend with once that ult or the 0 point hits.
And instead of 2 there, Edith picks 1 up. Everything is coming up roses right now.
Bring them down.
See if it keeps working. Oh, they clear.
Covering it.
It looks like FlyQuest is going to back off. They feel comfortable knowing it's only going to have to be Lovely to dive in, which whatever site they're going to hit, and there's probably going to be the telling util before that happens. So play anchor.
Concealment.
And with
Found
how
them.
deep a lot of this utility is being placed by Melia as well, it just gives a really interesting like signal to FlyQuest on which lane Swim are really choosing to end on.
A low haunt there. Not too many pings as they're able to swing around and get that, but a nice seize comes out. Not really able to act off it too much, but does scatter the site with this lockdown on top of it. As they wait, 30 seconds left,
30
a lot of
seconds
time
left.
to happen, especially if they get the spike down and kind of reset that timer for a bit.
This is awkward.
Oh. Just getting into position, tunneling on that stairwell, and Lovely comes in for another one. Just smooth with it on these clears, and goes even further with that run it back. Run it right into spawn, goes down, saved and protected.
No charges left.
Now they hear where their opponents are coming from.
One enemy remaining.
Clears inside. That's one, almost a second one with the ace coming up for Lovely, but Edith shuts that down. And this is like an 8-10 split. Going to be 2 people on opposite sides to shoot, and it's going to be near impossible for Edith, but that doesn't mean they can't do it. Glow stick comes up with the shot, makes quick work of that, and grabs the op. No, yes, for the side of Swim Trek.
Man, what a
Side.
recovery there from Swim Trek. They completely dismantled the plan from FlyQuest, the combination that they wanted to go for there, right? With having that lockdown retake, ensuring that they had so many people on site. But once they got that space back with the Killjoy ult, it got messy. I felt like when we saw the
is gonna-
crossfires being set up, the angles that were being chosen to hold,
Go, go,
I feel
go.
like they kind of forgot the art was still open, and we're just anticipating for a full rotation to the other side of the map. But now, a great aggressive play. This is exactly what we've been wanting to see here, Riv. And with rifles as well, one rifle as well, this is exactly what Edith needs to be doing in this round.
Yeah, that was close. The definition of the hero rifle coming into play there for Edith. Even low armor too, so that was just all out in a play that needed to happen here for FlyQuest. And
Obscuring
this is
vision.
kind of what they did last round. They said, hey, we've made a move. They lost Bob last round. FlyQuest paused. They lost 2 this round. FlyQuest pauses. I should say Swim Trek loses 2. And now they just have the info. This low buy can still go their way.
It's definitely, especially with the hot shots that were being had on Corrupt
Yeah.
there to make them super low. 4v3.
Whoa.
They have the advantage. I'm gonna look. Yeah, utility-wise, though, for Fly, they've only got Jazzy's kit to work with. Hunt now behind.
Null commanding.
30 seconds left.
Because they know they're probably expecting Swim Trek to want to hit this to also protect that Phantom. Because another Phantom in the hands of FlyQuest again, it's not something they want. So going A, protects the Phantom, get some kills, push up. In the silent walk-in 2 for contact after getting 0-pointed is a heady play by Swim Trek.
Bob is just so good. That flashed out the timing for Bob as well.
One enemy remaining.
Gross. That's gross. Just a swing to the headshot, well scoped in. This leaves Melia to come in with the bandit to see what she can steal. There's one. Maybe a little bit more. Peek with the turret. Turret peek. Push. Run away.
I respect that.
Yes. Perfect. I mean, it honestly has been dictating a lot in
Yes.
this game.
It
So
really has.
grabbing that back is a great pick.
Edith has just had so much value. I think that round as well was a bit more of a representation of what we're used to seeing out from them as a duelist.
Yes.
In your face kind of plays that we're
Can I get
missing
this?
at times on both Lotus and on
Thanks.
Pearl. And again, I think now that operator being online, looking for them to shift over to a different part of the map. It will be Art this time around here for Fly. Because we've seen the pressure that Edith has made over towards that Belong, something that Swim Trek have since been looking to ignore for the most part. But they might be a little bit keen to the idea that that swap is happening with this
Get out of my
leaning
way.
more heavily towards mid and B.
Ooh. Art push now? First time FlyQuest has gotten pretty aggressive here, unless it was just like a pistol peek. Oh. Sixth sense of the snipers in. Oh! Takes a sniper to kill a sniper. And Sherrod comes up very big there with the Vandal.
Jazzy flash could be huge!
A little blind there. Dagger's going everywhere. Just trying to get a salesman job.
Bring them down.
My word. 4-3.
Face your fear.
Somehow FlyQuest has to figure out how to recoup on this round. They are actually spread out fully around Swim Trek, but the
Spike
timing of the
planted.
plant here is just going to allow Swim Trek to reset and look at every angle.
It's one of those rounds
Oh.
where, okay, never mind. I was going to say they would need to get a pick. It's going to be Ev to get 2.
Obscuring vision.
And all of a sudden, this round feels a lot more comfortable here for a Fly win.
Corrupt trying to play anchor smoke as they get Lovely back into the play.
One enemy
Haunt
remaining.
denied, but they know they're playing in sight, and that gives the chance for Melia to peek from every angle.
One enemy
Trying to
remaining.
go for the behind flash. That's one. Half is there. The reload comes in, and
Imagine if I
beautifully
died
played by
right
Melia.
now.
That should be the
So
easy
funny.
defuse. I lovely thought it was going to be a full hold with the fight happening in between, but you just got to play in the mind of your opponents, and FlyQuest do that for the past few rounds.
Melia is just, again, so good in moments like that with the decision making in a
Yeah.
split second. For Swim, despite the awkward buy, you still have Run It Back available here for a Lovely to work with here as well. Actually, awkward buy for both sides with how back and forth the last couple of rounds have been in with those investments in a heavier weaponry. Now that they've seen that the operator is actually floating away from that B side of the map, they will look to revisit it. A bit more heftier into B main this time around here.
Mark and run.
There.
Getting out to safety. Last round, the 3 rounds, I should say. that FlyQuest has are all post-plant refusal success. Maybe giving up life, leaning into that to help them. Good damage on the entry
Oh my
team
God.
comes in, but that's just going to be the run it back as Judge trade, apparently, running that one in as they knock down the front door, and it does leave every member of Swim Trek open after that, and the dust settles. This is Edith and Ev to try to walk them back in. No alts to be.
Spike planted.
With it being one round until the high, you also want to look to save these weapons. A pick from Edith opens up more opportunity, especially with how low glow stick is.
Oh, full clear with the util. Oh man, oh, just dinked in the head through the smoke. You saw it fling back. Oh, who's gonna step in the lane first? Next one. Oh, you know, there's times. Any one of these players will make me think that.
Last round in the
Almost
half.
happens there, but it is going to be another round here for Swim Track. You know what becomes really tough, Ash, is that back and forth, that money resets. Like, we get a little bit more money, and then it's just taken right out of the bank.
So hard to get anything going in those situations, especially now with the fact that Edith ended up popping that overdrive in the last round. I know that they definitely thought that there was a world where, you know, you win the 1v2, you pop that overdrive, you just close it out with the neon ult. And they needed, you know, to try and get another round of it if possible. At least it probably felt like that here for the side of FlyQuest.
Just on. Ooh, I was expecting to hear an op shot from the air, honestly, but now Lovely's gonna come in with that second one, and just the firing crew, everybody behind each other. It's like they're tethered together on these plays. Nobody can ever be further than 3 feet away, be trading, have the angle, but a different angle, you know? And it just seems so tough for FlyQuest.
Last player standing.
Trying, I like the pop flash, but there's just not enough coverage to that family photo of Swim Trek watching FlyQuest try to come back into A.
I mean, they are giving Melia the ones, though, right now. Shirad's going to put them in the coffin. They will be in round 3.5 here for Swim. But I think in rounds like that, Riv, that you were talking about, you know, Swim being so good at just the spacing, ensuring that they're playing together, they also knew that Fly were going to be on a bit of an eco side, despite it being, you know, a 4-step. So they just don't want to give anything away. It's just really good fundamentals, I think, working out in the favor of Swim. Fly now.
Here.
Heading onto the attacking side, the spacing is going to be the other thing once again, I think. You know, seeing how well they're able to not just trade utility, but also assist Edith as far as being close enough to get those trades or help in those fights with how aggressive we know that they can be on this neon.
Let's get it. Let's see it. This pistol round is huge. FlyQuest need to set themselves up for success here. They're going to be stalled out by a smoke quickly. Quick pop flash over, doesn't matter. Make sure they can take that space and get a smoke of their own to recruit back to the left. Oh, the frenzy fight. Trek comes up on Amelia. That was a big play that needed to be won almost on that right side. Oh my gosh, there's just W keys here for FlyQuest. The only keys on the keyboard this round, along with the util ones. They throw out a frag, still going W though, as they want to try to find a few kills back in their favor. And now it's there. Verse 3. Oh, Sharad has just been nasty with the headhunter. Cracking teeth left and right, and that's another pistol for Swim Trek Blue.
And it would have been such an important pistol for FlyQuest to take away. Unfortunately, the team just falling a little bit flat today as well in the server. Doesn't really feel like some of these players are feeling like themselves as well. Like, we've seen how insane like players on FlyQuest can be mechanically. Yes, Edith, definitely the shining light in this series right now for Fly, but mechanically, gunfight wise, it's just not able to stay put toe here with side Swim.
Another quick take on that side of A. Orb control right away. Seems to be Jazzy picking those up eventually. And Swim has the knowledge. There's a street trip, full watch down long, and they can just watch this right side with delay smokes whenever they need it. It's tough to break.
But it seems like we might be...
This just in.
Riv?
Yeah. Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh.
I was just being silly.
I thought you were gonna follow up. I think we might be running a rollback round because there may have been a DC.
Yes,
we will
yes.
keep you guys updated on what is up, but that's why things looked a little bit funky there with everybody holding their knives out in that round.
Yes. Yes. But that's nice. We'll get it rolled back. We'll get the round in place so that DC doesn't have an effect on the round, and then see which way the game will go. Right now, Swim Track overall is going to be tough to beat. No matter which way the round goes, we know that the momentum is in their favor, and they haven't seemed bucked off any trend that they've wanted to make happen. The little variations they use when taking sites, whether it was post-plant or retake, and now that they've switched sides for going at it again, it's just they don't seem to really have anything slowing them down.
No, there's just so much, confidence. And I think, again, on defense, up until we saw Edith getting that operator online, taking a bit of a, not even a crazy deep line, honestly, B main until a little bit later into the round, I feel like FlyQuest were often starved of a bit of information unless SwimTrek were showing their hand first. There was some control of the A orb that we saw happening here and there on the side of FlyQuest Red, but other than that, I feel like they were also very happy to give up a lot of space after they initially took it.
Yeah.
And it made it really hard for them to, get the right rotations in or have the right read on what SwimTrek were looking to do.
Let me get this disconnect. Or maybe it obviously doesn't give the players and whatnot time to talk about things. It might be enough of a mental reset to kind of have them understand it needs to be some aggression going in here. So it will be the bonus round we're going back into to see at that 10-3 mark what happens for this round.
Yeah, I think.
Or is it actually this? Yeah, okay.
Yes. We're getting there. We're all getting there.
I was looking at the
guys.
buy and I was like, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, okay. They're buying the round. Back towards A it goes, though. Oh, shotgun through. Thea, look at the assists on the back of that. Just a util to follow up. That's what we want to see from FlyQuest in these little moments where they can get themselves into a play and continue to just have this clear path for Thea. See how that util come over her shoulder and just open up the space.
Yeah, nice adjustment there. Now you've also got Ev kind of roam across that, make a little sound, a little noise for the haunt out, try to bait that rotation away, and it's working for a moment. Okay, it worked for a moment, and then you've got SwimTrek happily just regrouping back towards that A site instead of fully walking away like they intended.
Smoke. This is going to be tough. Sherrod Outlaw in the smokes, using it like a shotgun, but Edith does have one. And that's going to be the impact that they were looking for inside the site. Dispersing back out to Art. And yeah, still grabbing A main control. So really nice pan out here in the post plant by FlyQuest.
Here.
Yeah, 3v5, sorry, is going to be really hard, especially with two outlaws. Just kidding. Judge picked up. They know Edith is low. They're going to get some. Apparently not. Apparently they're not going to get it, actually, quite yet. But for FlyQuest, this is a huge round for them to win. Bringing it 4-3, being able to kind of reverse the advantage that Swim were able to find by taking the pistol.
Mark 2.
These two looking for a few more just to get on the board, but Thea's going to be able to clean that one up. Sheriff in hand. Maybe I live, maybe I die. I thought about it. Is there a gun behind me I can pick up, maybe? But no, that's the round that they needed. So it was second. Yeah, I thought it might be with the buy we had on FlyQuest side. So we look now at the what would be a bonus, but this goes just for FlyQuest third round, second half, and a very much needed second round they needed.
It really was, again, after losing that pistol, just a huge round to be able to force and convert into. Now, for Swim, they actually opt not to play that kind of like death ball that we tend to see from teams on egos, right? Ensuring that you have as many numbers as possible when going for a fight with pistols. They have to spread out still a little bit more. Trying to see if they could maybe pick off and take out one of the lurks that they know and expect out of there and Melia.
Ooh. Okay. Bob's like, I know you were alone. I'm going to go ahead and just take it. That, Like seeing Thea, knowing Thea's going to be on that lurk and being able to smoke the other side is so smart, and it's a pickup. Oh, dear. And nobody even wants to work off this. Bob's like, I'm going to go on a mission. And Swim's like, cool. Do what you want to do. Ooh. Caught in the movement just at the last second, thinking maybe they won't come back to this weapon. But no, they recoup, grab that Guardian, and now it's going to be up to Sherrod here to close down.
Really bolt active here as well. Sherrod not quite able to get out. It was a great no, but look at the way that they're biting back glow stick now in a 1v2.
30 seconds
So
left.
quick. It's like, no, they're not in sight. Wait, they're in spawn. My word, that's what we need from FlyQuest to get this to a third map. Showing a little bit of life here as they get 5 on the board. And now Swim's going to be feeling like they're back in it too. Let's get Bob ultimate and some guns thrown around with the Odin now and glow stick sand down.
I'm trying to save to get that op online later on if possible, but I really like the silent reclear from FlyQuest, just contacting up towards B main, knowing that Bob was probably just going to stay in the position. Because really, these Swim Truck players, once they get that space, it is not very often that they're keen to give it up when they're feeling very confident about the fights that they're taking.
Prowler low to maybe steal some eyes, so this shot from Sherrod can help. And it does, but it's a nice trade. Ooh. Thea prefers the Guardian. Very cool to see.
That or just not wanting to accidentally maybe get caught off
in the
by
moment.
a trade. Yeah.
That's very true.
We've
It's
all
very
been
true.
there.
Everything's happening so fast right now. But they do protect on this side. Maybe she's expecting Bob wants that because of the daggers. And Bob can have it because of the daggers.
Bob doesn't need
just
it.
give it. No,
Down, B.
just give it. Yeah, it doesn't need it, honestly. That's a better point. Oh, man. The Jazzykins going to go ahead and walk away from this one. But there's still 3 members they have to find now. There's a lot that happens.
Silence, Dreamseer.
Timing in their favor.
Things are getting weird now. I feel like, I don't know, 2 flashes for a Lovely, though, around the box on it. This is doable. As I say that, not a flash will be thrown. Actually, we'll just have full plant going down. A Lovely thinking maybe she had the drop on that position to be able to get at least 1. But with how low these 2 players are on Fly, this is very winnable here for Corrupt.
Oh, they have a seize too, if they even want to throw it. Flashbangs, fragments, seize fragment right on the spike. They don't really have the angle on it this time, but.
Unless we've got some lineups. Maybe we got some cheeky lineups that we don't know about.
Oh. I like cheeky lineups.
Concealment.
We play the days when fragment would bust you from the outside. And it's not. Oh, it did actually tag. It's got line of sight. And that's going to be 1. Remember the C's to come in, grab. Oh, the little air flick there by going down with that knife follow up as well.
Really nice knife. And then you got the backstab coming in from Melia that glow stick is just completely unaware of right now. Team Flash is going to make it a little bit awkward, but this is still in the bag here for Fly.
Oh, layering. It's invulnerable to fragment to death. There's a 7th within 3 now.
Looking more and more like we could go all the way to that 3rd map of Haven. Far cry from how we were feeling, I think, at the end of the first half. That 9-3 where Swim looked so in control, but Fly finally find their footing. I think being able to control the tempo a little bit more here on the attacking side, definitely being more in their favor. Got null command for Jazzy. We're seeing the 4-1 split. Should be a straightforward hit over towards the space. Unless this fight goes really well here for Swim. And as I say that, through the smoke, Riv? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. It's Bob. It's Bob. That's
It's Bob
Bob.
things.
Yeah. That's Bob. And that's... How much does hearing an op like that make you want to turn around sometimes? You know?
All the time.
It's just all the time, especially a Bob. Especially a Bob. So now they're going to head the other way. And now this is held down by 1 person as the rest of Swim Trek gets to rotate.
Yeah. The rest of Swim Truck just kind of floating around the map because They have trademark for B main. Cool. Not broken. We're chilling.
Spike down mid.
Back in the
Enemy
corner,
remaining.
still plays the rendezvous. They hear where the rendezvous goes and don't expect the lovely.
Bait and switch.
This is the bait and switch. The speed at which they're doing it, the amount that it is actually being sold to their opponents is incredible. It's not like half.
30 seconds
They
left.
are just on the ball right now, and it's incredible to watch. If a lot of rounds went to FlyQuest, but SwimTrek still had a way to get back in here.
Yeah, Amelia's just gonna try and save this Phantom. Maybe get a little bit if somebody comes looking
10 seconds
for
left.
her. Bomb's around the corner, so I don't know. It's getting a little dicey as far as her positioning goes. She's kind of cornered on all angles. With their economy, they also know they can't afford to push it too far. That's why you see them, holding a little bit deeper. She'll walk into them, but not going chasing like crazy. Breaking up the streak though, Riv. From Fly, we saw 4 rounds in a row. Swim though, you know that once they take that momentum back, there's definitely a world where they can run away with it. However, with the amount of ultimates that have been amassed from both teams, especially on the side of FlyQuest, this is where they should, and I expect them to try and steal it right back.
It's almost unnecessary. We've seen it gone down quite a bit in the past rounds, even with winning. It leaves the economy a little stale for them. So this would be fantastic for FlyQuest to pick up. A little pocket change in there for these next buy rounds of confidence. Beautifully through the wall. And they're kind of flipping the site on its head, seeing if they can get SwimTrek in an uncomfortable position here, but SwimTrek has kind of just exited to give the site here. Horizontally played now by the Cosmic Divide.
Face your fear!
They've got all that mid control here for FlyQuest by Melia. They know that the retake is fully coming in from CT.
Both Nightfalls go out, but where will the Nightmare come from is the question. They're going to go ahead and let the wall drop. They want full vision of the situation. Right when it drops, they're going to pop, and they start to waterfall into the site. Jazzy finds one from B long in the eyes of Jazzy now. A few more come through as it's a great hold from FlyQuest, and Bob takes a shot, but almost flying out of it on the backtrack so they can keep that operator alive.
Such an important round that you're shouting out that Fly needed to win, that they invest all 4 of those ultimates that were online. Thankfully, Melia is just one way from that lockdown, can have that come to fruition into the next, but again, it was just so important to be able to, I think, continue to try and suppress the economy and chip away at it from this on the swim side, and also deny them that map point as well. That would have made it more daunting. Like if they imagine they invested everything and then they didn't end up actually manage to find that round, this becomes now much more doable here for FlyQuest to be able to take it to our 3rd map of Haven, considering the investments, considering the position that they put Swim in.
Goal number 1 is find the operator or circumvent the op. Oh my gosh. Sherrod has been the one to do that quite often here, and they finally sit him down. Fold it up in the corner now, and it's going to be a bit of a street take here from FlyQuest.
Really quietly, despite what was originally shown, great prowler from Glowstick. Keen on the fact that FlyQuest looked to cut noise. They want to go for that re-clear for the information. And now what do?
What an angle that Bob has. This like face-to-face up shot just because the escape can happen. But the question, you're right, what do you do? You've gotten this space. It's almost like, do you want this space still if you can't control it? Bob's going to peek out knowing there's one. The range gives Bob the advantage. Oh, looks for the shot, but it's going to be way wide there on the escape from Edith. Nicely used util to escape.
Works out well in their favor here for Fly. The plan to hold that crossfire, wait until Swim are walking into them. Thankfully, everything does work out, but still got off back over towards this A side. Both players on Swim.
Spike down A. 1 enemy remaining.
Oh my gosh. The anchor so good that they're able to use right now. Corrupt up top, just waiting, drops in. It's going to be left to the operator, though.
10 seconds left.
Bob thinking that they'll get peeked. They know! They know! Playing the opponent and the game. Bob with a 3K there brings him to match point and series point.
Yeah, she was just in Thea's head there. I respect the play from Thea, you know, thinking that, okay, Bob's going to use this opportunity to try and walk up on me, right? But Bob just so steady in that moment. A timeout to be called.
That's incredible.
It's just wild to see. When you're also, you know, down to, what, 10 seconds, really expecting that plan to be going through. But final timeout now to be called here by FlyQuest. Swim map and series point on FlyQuest map pick.
Those are some aura moments. Because it's basically like, you're fine to plant because I'll fight you after anyways. And I think you're going to peek me in the first place. Like, those kind of reads, you wish to have them in your game, you know? That's crazy. 27-12. It does seem like Bob is doing a lot of reading this game. And just on line right now for what the team needs to make sure this is a victory. Edith on the other side has been just trying to blow holes in the squad with these shotguns, getting great opening space from the team, but this back and forth again, it seems to plague FlyQuest.
We have a tech pause to be called here as well.
We have a tech pause.
We will, once we find out what's up, we will definitely let you guys at home know. But
Absolutely.
about this last round that potential last round that we might be seeing here, lockdown available. You've got run it back there for a lovely, still have that cosmic divide from Corrupt. Like, great recipe for retake here from Swim, especially if Melia ends up using that lockdown as a site taking opportunity as opposed to a post plant. But we're just dealing with a little player ping spike right now before we get back into the game for you guys.
Hopefully not too long. You can hear him subtly chatting in the background, hoping that they're ready checks. But this has been really incredible to see from Swim Trek Blue. Again, we came in, you know, kind of chuckling at the name comparison today for FlyQuest Red and Swim Trek Blue. But they're not kidding when it comes to being in the server. Really on each other. I think you mentioned it a few times, and it's very true to their identity, is that in the rounds where they're playing against the team ecoing, they will not give up a chance. They will stay together, and nobody diverts from that idea throughout the round. And that's incredible to see that never sways for a team, because some round you're feeling comfortable, you're 8K up, whatever, you know. It just doesn't happen for Swim Trek. They stay locked in.
Yeah, I think it's also especially because from what we've seen from FlyQuest, the fact that they like to deathball a bit on those pistol rounds, try and play together, it's just a much better play, like you were talking about, a much better chance at trying to take that one over and find the round conversion. It will just be a little bit longer, guys, before we get back into this matchup. But overall, I think that honestly, I don't know if I expected necessarily a potential 2-0.
I did not.
I did not. I thought it was going to go 3.
I was like, both games today are going to be bangers.
Yes.
And then one of the teams just showed up yoked out on each series so far. Like, what is this? Like, fantastic play to them. Kudos, but man, it was not expected today. Like, Shopify Rebellion is always going to play their game, and it's going to be tough. Maybe we can expect that one, but yeah. I mean, it's 8-12, but that kind of doesn't tell the story, because it's been Swim Trek stealing rounds away from this clawback from FlyQuest.
Exactly. And then on top of that, I think like some of the rounds from FlyQuest as well have been, you know, major heroics. I think second half we've seen a lot more of the team step up.
Right.
But a lot of it was riding on Edith finding success with multi-kills in those rounds as well. Just not quite as clean feeling as the Swim Trek round was. But they're not out of the game quite yet here for FlyQuest. They still have an opportunity to take it to overtime and take it to a third round.
No. The Lovely just goes in, seeing what's out about the site. Says, I'll just be a quick sentry with my run it back. And they are going to be able to actually find Corrupt in that situation. FlyQuest feeling comfortable now. Numbers up, holding positions. This is Swim Trek having to make the move. Already utility on there for post plant. A lovely somehow catches somebody off guard, thinking the angles are watching. That's when the chaos becomes dangerous. Another kill comes from Sherrod from the spawn side now as Flowers was open. And uh-oh, heads are turning, Ash.
They are, and it's making space for Bob to walk into Flowers, being that distraction, making all of that noise, making it awkward here. Still, Defuse has yet to come through.
Oh, the push is there. Edith dashes in, a lot of work to do. Racks another one, puts it in the chamber, and it's going to be a dash towards a lovely. It looks like they're going to stave this one off. Finally, beautifully done there at the last moment. The 4K for Edith that dashed through, making it look so easy.
Right? Just clean from Edith. And again, those multi-kill moments, the way that they're continuously making plays like that for this team. And I think that, again, calling back to what we were talking about before, this is one of those rounds where things are going FlyQuest's way. And the reason why we talked about, you know, expecting this matchup to be closer is because we've seen the glimmers of brilliance. We see the setups that FlyQuest, like, want to be doing. It's just tough when I feel like SwimTrek, their style of play works really well against what FlyQuest are trying to cook up.
It does. It does. You saw it on the first half where when they were retaking A or taking A, they took so long it made FlyQuest feel uncomfortable with how they were defending it. It's just these little things SwimTrek does.
Spike planted.
But right now, it's the things that FlyQuest is doing. That's what we're focusing on because they are bringing it back here, backs against the wall for series point for SwimTrek. And they are going to get closed on from every angle here, but it looks like they have it covered. One shot. Going to stop that Prowler from doing too much work, and the lockdown is going to need to be protected.
I like the investment of it just to guarantee. You still got those 3 players swinging alone, Bobithia.
Are they going to get this from the low buy round? Not if Edith has something to say. Ev comes through as well. The relays are going to slow everything down. Yeah, time is the victor here. And FlyQuest play it very well within 2 rounds now. It is going to be FlyQuest making that comeback.
It is. At the same time, though, when you think about it, hefty investments, right? It's still not
all the time.
most
They keep going down in spice.
Yep. It comes right down to the wire every single time. And sure, you're able to scrape together some sort of semblance of a force, a full buy coming in. But now you've also got, Sherrod's got the operator online, swapping things up with Bob a little bit there. So I think this is really good conditioning that we've seen from Swim as well. Typically, when you see Bob, you're expecting, okay, there's an off. So now they've swapped those roles here as well for the side of Swim to shake things up on the read here for Fly.
That changes the map control so much. You don't have to worry about B. Everything's focused on A, and you might even get Bob in mid in a few seconds if they're playing that aggressive. Doesn't look like she's going to do it just yet, unless they get the team help here. It's gonna be that A hit. Ooh, cooking a little bit, hoping somebody will enter the anchor smoke, but it's not gonna happen. Oh no! The push-up, the relay, the lock, there was just a lot going on there that I do not think FlyQuest expected to meet as they retook Arc.
All 3 players in A main super low, susceptible to these sprays as well.
Okay,
wait.
A few down. Everybody's standing in front of the smoke, though. They're just taking line shots here in the hot firing lines. Operators up. Oh my gosh, Sherrod with the hit. The headhunter. It's been on all game, and they need it right now. Krupp gets the final shot, and that is going to be the round that SwimTrek needed to take down FlyQuest Red in 2 maps.
Defenders win.